it was founded, I think, based on the idea of a small group of people that got together and felt that we need a civilian initiative that would at first start by connecting to the other side, to people in Gaza that we deeply believed that exist, who are just seeking a quiet and peaceful future for the region, just as we are. So that was the initial, our initial thought and our initial drive to start this group, and we've been working in that direction, basically in that direction ever since, trying to connect to the other side, trying to also bring the message to other people in our region, that trying to break the continuous dehumanization that's been going on both sides of the border. Gaza is only 3.5 kilometers from my house. It's like a different world. You know, it's like a whole different galaxy in many ways, and which means that people did not talk to people on the other side of the border, and so it was a little difficult to find these. But as soon as we started creating these initial connections, mostly through contacts that we had in the West Bank, that once those first initial contacts were created, it became very easy to find more and more people. And then, of course, there's the internet and Facebook and other platforms that are out there in cyberspace, and it turns out that it's quite simple to find people on the Gaza side that are willing to talk to Israelis, to explore the possibilities of different kind of reality.
I think we all know here that however long it's going to take for the bigger minds to realize it, we're going to be here, we're staying here, we're not moving, and they're going to be there. That's their home, and that's what they want to build, and to have places like we're living in here. And we are neighbors, and all we have to really do is to put out a hand and we touch. We're that close, and there's so much we can do together as neighbors. I mentioned before in the car, I told you that I spent 5 years in Egypt, and there I realized I met people who didn't want to come near my house, who didn't want their children to play with my children because I'm Israeli. And after 5 years there, we became closest of friends, and we spent talks and dinners at one another's home and so on. And I realized the good that can come of dialogue when people get to talk to one another, not necessarily talk about who's right and who's wrong, but talk about other things, talk about their children, talk about their studies, talk about their art, whatever. They can create such wonderful relationships. So I often say there's a specific family in Egypt that it took us 3 years to get into such a contact. So I say, if it took two families 3 years to get over the bias, and so for nations it's going to take all that much longer. But I'm 100% sure that it will happen, whether I'll enjoy it or my children or my grandchildren maybe only, but it's bound to happen. And that's what makes it all that more sad, that why does it have to wait so long? If it's going to happen anyway, why not now?
Putting a face and voice and seeing the eyes and hearing the stories are extremely, sometimes life-changing experience for people. And I'm involved in trying to create these opportunities for Israelis and Palestinians to meet each other, to hear each other, to see each other. And I keep meeting Israelis and Palestinians that have never seen the other side, and whenever they spend some time together, it is an extremely powerful experience, and I truly believe that this is the real way to change things. Even leaders can sign agreements and change things on the national level, but eventually people need to talk to each other. They need to work together. They need to study together. They need to live together to be able to start trusting each other. Otherwise, there are too many other reasons why not to trust each other and why to fear each other.